Big Ron knew it might get tough when he took up our challenge to prove himself as a troubleshooter with struggling Peterborough United. But the job's already testing all his management skills. On the pitch, he's trying to help rookie boss Steve Bleasdale impose his authority.
Too many people got too much to say here. Do what I fucking say, or you're fucking dropped on Saturday.
Off it, his pal Chairman Barry Fry is fighting simply to keep things afloat. He's calculated that missing out on promotion will cost the club around £500,000, which could just be the difference between survival and extinction. To make things worse, many fans are running out of patience with Barry's wheeler-dealer ways.
I mean, I speak to people all the time, and they say to me, I used to be a Posh fan for years and years and years, followed them all the time, but I will not go while Fry's here. And, you know, that's 90% people shout to me.
But before Ron can help his old mucker, he needs to know quite how bad the Posh's financial woes actually are.
God, that sounds great.
Yeah, sorry, mate.
What's your total holding in the club? What percentage do you own?
I own 100%.
OK.
The guy that sold me the club was very good. He warned me not to do it. He said I was mad. He said, you will not last till Christmas.
I sense, since I've been here, there's a certain segment with an anti-Barry situation, isn't there? You know,
yeah.
Now, some of the things you told me since, I just can't believe, you know, that you've actually done to maybe keep the club afloat.
We got 500 grand overdraft. We need some more money. So I have to cash in my pension early, get a lump sum, 100 grand, put it in the club. I have borrowed the money, so I am legally bound. I've got a monthly repayment of a mortgage and of another loan for this and elsewhere where I borrowed money to put into the club as well. You know, so I have got to pay that back. If I don't pay that back, they repossess my houses. If Peterborough United go under, they repossess my houses. I finish with nothing. Nothing at all. Our last two gates have been a disastrous on Saturday. Ron, we took 27 grand towards a wage bill of 168 grand. It's a hell of a responsibility, you know.
I can imagine.
People relying on you
Yeah.
to pay them their monthly wages
Yeah.
because they've got mortgages, or they've got rent, or they've got HP on the cars, or they've got kids. It's a nightmare.
Let's look at a worst-case scenario. What would happen if you, right against your principles, decided to put the club into administration?
Well,
No, whether you could or whether you couldn't, and I'm not for a minute advocating, I just want to give a side. Would that cost you?
oh yeah, of course it would. They'd take the deeds of my house. They'd sell the house to get the money back. The money that I've got in there as a loan would be what? Be nothing, wouldn't it? I ain't got no money. How can they pay me back? So somehow I've got to keep it going, and I'm running out of money. I'm running out of time. I'm running out of ideas. I'm fucked, mate.
Barry's money worries are typical of lower league football. Over the past decade, a series of damaging events have left many clubs fighting for their lives. First, the Bosman ruling allowed out-of-contract players to negotiate their own terms, rather than clubs receiving a transfer fee. Shortly afterwards, ITV Digital's £315 million TV contract collapsed, leaving many clubs on unsustainable budgets. The final blow came last season, when world football's ruling body FIFA imposed the transfer window on the Football League. At a stroke, clubs' key revenue stream, player sales, was restricted to 2 short transfer periods each year.
Ain't that a restraint of trade? Last year, I was in a situation I could not pay the wages 1 month. Picked the phone up, sold Leo Constantine to Torquay for 75 grand. Got me the wages. This year, I'm not allowed to do it. Can you believe that? I mean, if it weren't enough with the Bosman that killed football, and then with the ITV Digital collapse, and then we have the transfer windows come in. I am absolutely amazed that there's still 92 clubs, as we know, still in existence.
Barry's finances are a major long-term headache, but Ron's immediate priority is to check how preparations are going for the next game against Barnet.
chest, nice and relaxed.
Steve has acted on Ron's concerns about his work-shy strike force by stepping up training. But he's still having problems with his front men. Jimmy Quinn missing games with conjunctivitis, and Danny Crowe throwing an almighty strop.
Danny Crowe, be in my office for 1:30.
Luckily, a partial solution is at hand. Although league clubs can't sign players outside the transfer window, they can bring them in on emergency loans. In Ron's absence, Birmingham have offered Peterborough their Finnish striker, Naz Kuchi, and Barry, unable to resist a freebie, has snapped him up.
What about the big leg from Birmingham?
Barry's been after him, you put a word in, he's going to be an asset. Good control. I'm not sure about his abilities with regards to being a hustle and bustle player. Likes to get it to feet. His assets are scoring goals, his assets are in the box, he's good at set pieces.
With the striker problem at least temporarily fixed, Ron tackles Steve on his dressing room delivery. Improve that, and it can only boost his credentials with the players.
You first want to talk here, I felt that it was, and it's an okay, you know, you got the cameras in there, and I understand that. I felt that you were trying to get too many points in to maybe make sure you hadn't missed anything. Have your list of points that you're going to make.
Yeah.
Say, right, and go, boom, back four, great, but can you do that? Can you squeeze up? In midfield, can we pick up more second balls? I think you'll find, A, that will be a big help for you, and I think it'll be a big help for the lads.
Yeah.
The day of the Barnet game. But before thoughts turn to football, there's a 67th birthday to celebrate.
Happy birthday to you.
Very good. Happy birthday, dear Ron.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Well done, mate.
Hey, if you're going to have any sort of a club, that's got to be Crystal in future.
Oh, right. Got it?
Okay.
Right.
Cheers, my son. Cheers.
Cheers.
Let's hope we're drinking that after the match.
Here, here, here.
If Ron is to enjoy his glass of post-match bubbly, then there's a lot resting on new boy Naz, providing some extra punch up front.
Like on the stretch.
Next, Ron drops in on the pre-match team talk to check if Bleo has taken on board his advice.
Barnet, a team full of endeavour. They never stop running. They will today, I think, go 4-5-1. But I think they'll come for the point lead and they're going to frustrate us. Their strengths, they love the long diagonal ball and they'll break from wide areas and we'll counter that later. And the successful teams are the ones that do that. They're the ones that win the games, the ones that do the ugly bits right. You put it all together now and you're laughing, I'm telling you. You deserve promotion. I know you're going to get it. Let's get changed and let's get on it. Okay?
The verdict? A resounding thumbs up from Big Ron.
By the way, thought you did well there. That was bright.
Yeah?
Yeah, I nearly got my boots on. I thought the manager was bang up for it today with his team talk. He did his more or less his tactics yesterday, but all it was today was a final reminder and a final wind-up to the players. Yeah, today's match I think is a must-win game. It's certainly not a game they can afford to lose.